Ejini program Youth Talk ahachinana na mshanzu katonyezi mwenda Voice of Kamwenge uhurichiriza.
Voice of Kamwenge 87.9. Welcome to the Youth Talk Show. My name is Mr. Vibes Live, and like we happen to be here every Sunday at 2 p.m., we are here yet again to talk to the young people, to the youth. Today we have decided to take a visit to Kyabenda Secondary School. It is a school located in Kahunge Town Council in Kamwenge District. It is where we are. Today we are basically talking about the crimes that happen in schools. Mama Hurra Radio gobwesharingo mu mashomero okunyenjayo mu mashomero ebintu nkebyo. It is why we are here today to talk to students on how the situation is happening in schools and how they can involve themselves in fighting these crimes in schools. There is an organization of Youth Integrated Development Organization that has a project of Schools Against Crime, what we know as SAC. And this initiative at least has some clubs in schools that are helping us to, fight crimes in some schools in Western Uganda and Uganda in particular. And maybe they have taken a step. We have group members of a SAC club from Kyabenda Secondary School who we will be sharing with, especially on their take on fighting crimes in schools. Since we resumed schools on January 10th, we have had several issues from different schools. Even here in Kamwenge, bana b'amashomero obundi baruku bakwata bamwe bari ya polisi answering issues related to that at our police station here in Kamwenge. We've seen schools strike. Mashomero gatari gamwe na gamwe agutarashoborere ahambe hoza ready age. But majorly we saw what happened at Guru Central High School after the school administration denying students to watch the soccer between Manchester City and Manchester United. It was chaos at the school that resulted to death of a student at that school. We are basically looking at how we can end crimes in schools, and maybe students know what took them to schools than causing chaos in schools. We are starting with you. What's your name and which class do you attend to?
My name is Tumsime Rauben and I'm in senior 6.
What do you do in the SAC club?
Well, I act as the president, School Against Crime Club here in Kyabenda, SS.
Okay. How do you look at the status of your school, Kyabenda, especially as far as discipline is concerned?
To me and to the entire community, Kyabenda now is a model school and everybody is proud of it in terms of morals, because it is producing a good and quite a friendly atmosphere whereby it is in good terms with the rest of the surrounding communities, unlike most of the schools in our areas. So therefore, I say that the condition in Kyabenda, as in terms of morals, the atmosphere, the state how students live, is conducive really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have seen behaviors in schools, drug abuse, we have seen relationships and a boy agrees with a girl. They leave school premises and go elsewhere, do what they are doing and get back. We have seen strikes happening in schools. How do you find the situation at Kyabenda Secondary School?
Obviously, in most schools we see that, and we've often had that on the media. But by the time I've spent in Kyabenda, it's been really challenging. There has been a difference because students have engaged in good terms with teachers. There is a bridge that has been put in terms of discipline, and now most students have been encouraged to engage in other activities that have kept them very busy not to engage in such activities like escaping and all that stuff you said. We're coupling, and this really has made our school so proud, as I had said from the beginning. Now,
it is happening in some other schools that those evils are happening. What should a student do to make sure the school is at peace and that student is getting education that took him or her to school?
Well, like I said, Mr. Presenter, a student cannot set him or herself in the right atmosphere, but in most cases it is done by the administration. To me, I appreciate the administration of my school, that is the Mater School Kyabenda SS, whereby the administration has set conditions which motivate students to forego the evils that are done in most of the schools here in our area and in Uganda particularly, whereby students themselves inside, they feel like they must they must engage in what the administrators have put to them, not because they are forcing them, but because there has, like I said, there has been a bridge that has been put there whereby students themselves feel like they want to be self-driven and doing things which are of good moral value in the society.
Do you think a student has a role to play to avoid those issues from happening?
The student must be a partner with the administration where we have teachers, because it is a chain. When you want to create discipline in the society, there must be a chain of people who must be involved in that project. Because teachers themselves, if they set rules and now they are not like brought in a good way how students can perceive them, students won't like respect them. But now here, how it is done, like if we are told the school rules, we're again told like if you break it, other than beating you as a person, how does it affect you as your life in particular? So if you are a girl and you are told if you couple before it's the right time in school and you get impregnated, yes, they may chase you out of school, but you as a person, your life, you've wasted your future. And therefore, that one gives morale to several students in Kyabenda, that they know the impact after doing all these evils in school, the impact that they bring on their lives. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Voice of Kamwenge Radio Mama Runji. It's the Youth Talk Show, and my name is Mr. Vibes Live. What's your name?
My name is Waserezin, Senior 3 East.
You're in Senior 3 East.
Yes.
How do you find Kyabenda Secondary School as a Senior 3 student as far as those evil-related activities is concerned?
As far as the evil associations in this school, as me, the speaker of this club, I have never seen any situation in Senior 3. Maybe students involving in those evil acts, I have never seen them.
Most of the students at night escaping from dormitories, doing some other evils, going outside to steal, doing this and that. How about in the dormitory that you sleep in?
Okay, in the dormitory where I sleep, I've never seen students escaping to go outside. Maybe in playing those games beside the school, maybe if they escape and they go outside. I've never had any situation of any Kyabenda member when they are reporting them that they have escaped and they go outside.
Now, in some schools, a lot of evil activities, including strikes, including drug abuse, those things are happening. Do you think a student has anything to play to end those things from happening in a school?
Yes, a student have a role to stop those strikes in the school. Because as a child, if you hear like somebody is going to escape or is going to cause any strike in the school, you have the ability to go to the administration and you report. Maybe if you go and advise that boy or a girl that this strike which you're going to make is not a good character to the school, maybe you're going to cause death to many students, as you have said in one of the schools, maybe you can tell him or her that before you do this one, first see the disadvantages of that strike which you're going to make against the school. Maybe if that boy or a girl refuses to listen, you can report to the administration. If they find that boy before he or she makes the strike, maybe they can get him and they advise him. In case he refuses, maybe they can chase him out of the school, or they tell him to try elsewhere.
Strikes have causes. For example, you may be there at school and you're not getting services you're supposed to get. Maybe teachers are not coming. Maybe you're not getting the good food, and there's a strike. How about that? It is allowed for someone to fight for their rights.
Maybe fight for their rights. If they find the misunderstandings between students and the teachers. Maybe if you find like you want to talk to a teacher and you cannot afford to talk to him, before you start that strike, you can go to him and explain to him the reason why you're going to make that strike. Because you as a SAC member, you're not supposed to be involved in the strikes which are found in the school.
Okay.
Yes.
As a SAC member. Okay, thank you very much. It is still Voice of Kamwenge. You're listening to the Youth Show, and my name is Mr. Vibes Live. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
How are you?
I'm alright.
What's your name and which class do you attend to?
My name is Owamani Trusty. I'm in Form 5.
Owamani Trust.
Yes.
Trust is a female name, you man.
Yeah, it may seem to be a female name, but currently names do not go with sex. Yeah, for example, we have females called Alex. We have males called Winnie. So there is no problem in that.
There are males called Winnie.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how is the current situation in your school, especially in as far as discipline is concerned?
Currently, the situation in the school is not all that way bad, as most of the people expected that from the corona holiday, there would be a lot of indiscipline which students could have coped up from the holiday. But it was very challenging that when we came to school, it seems the COVID was teaching students how to behave. So there is a maximum kind of discipline.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, a lot of things are happening in some other schools. Maybe this is not exceptional. It can happen here anytime. Do you think you as a student, you have a lot to pray for a strike not to happen here, or for a child not to behave in a bad way, or maybe become a drug addict?
Yes, I have a very great Lord that I can pray, because I myself too am a student who can also cause a strike. So I just begin from myself, counseling myself, looking at where I come from. I see if I'm to commence a certain strike, what would be the results after that? For example, I may lead a strike and I'm like just out of school to go home, and you find to the home where I'm going, after knowing that it is due to the strike, they will say, please, we don't tolerate such behaviors in our family, so try elsewhere. And you find that I don't have a solution. So to make sure that I don't bring out such, I think of my background and then cool the temper and be the most behaved student.
Okay.
Then still with those other students who can be like, want to develop the habit of bringing up strikes, I have the responsibility of talking to them because they are my fellow students. I don't fear them. I talk to them in a humble way. If they cannot listen to what I'm telling them, then an action beyond me takes place, whereby I am responsible to go and report to that teacher who is not with that student at a time, meaning that I have contributed towards stopping the strike.
Don't you think you'll be developing hate, especially when students involved in making a strike are many, and you're one fighting against those many?
And to a patriot who loves his nation, you might not fear the results of the bad, but be in need of a good. So whatever hate comes, whatever rumors around, I'm not scared, because I know I'm creating a conducive environment for myself where to live in harmony.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Mr. Girls, are you headmaster? What is happening? What's your name?
My name is Natasha Sandra.
Natasha Sandra. Which class do you attend to?
I'm in Form 4. I'm the mobilizer of SAC Club, the Schools Against Crime.
You mobilize the schools to be against crime. But crimes are happening in schools.
Yes, crimes are happening in schools, but we as the SAC members are continuing to fight against them by doing the following. We are sensitizing on the disadvantages of strikes, whereby when strikes are made, there is physical destruction, whereby there are loss of lives, there is destruction of property, whereby we are continuing to fight against the crimes in schools.
Would you support a school to tamper with the peace of a student, and you don't want to support a student to demonstrate because that student is not getting what he or she deserves to get?
Yes, I do, because because we students, when we are in school, we do not have the same characters. You may find some of us are well behaved and others are immorally behaved. So by that, I engage myself in teaching the students on ways of living with others in the community.
What do you think causes strikes in schools, especially our schools of Kamwenge?
Well, there is a problem where the students are not given their demands in successfully, whereby the students they want enough food, whereby the school administration is not able to provide, whereby it causes a strike in school.
Thank you very much. Some school in Kamwange gave a lot of time to class, and the students were tired and they wanted to do a strike. So issues of education are very hard. What's your name?
My name is Kopsinje Brenda, Form 6 Arts.
Which role do you play in this club?
I'm a secretary for gender.
We are facing strikes in schools. Some are supported by girls. What do you think causes strikes, and what do you think could cause a strike in a school like Kyabenda?
Maybe what I can say there, strikes are mostly caused by peer groups. When you find that in a school there are these bad peer groups, some of the students forget where they come from. When they see others, they assume if they do something, it will affect the whole school or all of them, forgetting that they came alone and they will go alone, and the results will be for one person. Though sometimes when you destroy the property of the school, the whole school may be affected, but most especially you as student, you get affected, because when you find that you are in class, you broke the glasses, now the rain is raining, it is destroying your own books, not someone else's books.
Okay. Do you think a student has a role to play to end strikes in schools?
Yes. A student has a great role to play to end crimes in schools, because the crimes are committed by we students, not by the staff members or what. So if we students can cooperate and see the disadvantages of strikes, we are the one to end them. For example, we may create clubs in school, like SU clubs, where students involve themselves and they are taught Bible things, in a Christian way. And as a Christian, when you reason as a Christian cannot do such a thing in a school. Instead, is the one who will be fighting against it. And when you find that most of the students are in such a club, it means that they will not get time to think about creating a strike.
Thank you very much. Do you think the school has anything to do with ending strikes itself?
Yes, I think also a school has a great role to play, because sometimes strikes are caused because of the demands of the students, and sometimes you find that the demands are really in need. For example, when you find that students have missed lunch, and you find that at the same time they've missed supper and they are complaining to the staff is not replying. So if the staff can respond to the problems of the students early, not wait until they see another action happening, I think by doing that we can live a peaceful life in schools.
Thank you very much. A student missing lunch, that is an obvious strike. Do you support soccer?
Yes.
Which team do you support?
Arsenal.
You support Arsenal. At Guru Central High School, there was a strike, and a student died in that strike because of soccer. The school administration denied students from watching Manchester City and Manchester United game. Would you support the school to deny you from watching Arsenal?
I would not support it. I would not support the school to deny the children. But it depends. For me, I was not there where they were making. So I don't know why they made the strike.
Because they denied them from watching that
they
soccer.
denied them. But at what time they denied them?
It was 7:30 in the evening.
Okay, that was not the right time to watch.
You support the school denying students from watching a football game at 7:30. This, first of all, was a big game, and the school had raised these students in a culture of watching those games. Who has a problem there? Students or the school administration?
The school administration and the students. Do you know
What's your name?
My name is Kondalinias Niasidi, and I'm the General Secretary, SAC Club Kyabenda.
You're the General Secretary.
Yes.
What do you think can cause a strike in a school?
I think even the parental influence. Yes, because some children are grown when they are not handled by their parents. They have gone with other relatives, and the relatives have not took over a full control of nurturing their children. Yes.
So you think that's where the problem is?
Yes, most of the problems come from the parents, the real parents, because it is a big influence. If you have not grown with the parent and you have not got the parent of giving you love and nurturing you, you may end up being a sluggish person.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about drug abuse. What do you think causes drug abuse in schools? For example, what would force you to go for drugs?
What would force me to go for drugs? It's that I lack needs and I become stressed a lot. The needs from the parents. See, yes, if I lack needs and I get stressed, and my group say that let us go take alcohol and take some cigarettes to relax our mind, I would allow, but I get needs from my parents and they take care of me, and they have nurtured me, and they have taught me behaviors, how to behave in the public. Now I'm okay. I cannot take drugs.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. It's Voice of Kamwenge. We are based in Kamwenge, Western Uganda, and you're listening to the Youth Talk Show. My name is Mr. Vibes Live. What's your name?
My name is Marunga Anika from Form 5.
Marunga, what does it mean?
No, if you feel like you want to know the meaning, you come in my free time and I tell you. Because many people might copy my name.
Yeah. You want to own it alone?
Yeah.
This is selfishness.
It's not selfishness, but I don't want it to be common, yeah? Yeah, to be unique.
You know that that name was given to you by your parents, not you.
I know.
Anyway, what is happening in your dormitories where you sleep every day, and what happens at night? Because most of the evils that happen in schools happen after prep time and before winter.
Though how I can see the situation in the dormitories, it is good compared to the last years, because last years when you reach in the dormitory, you may feel like students are talking about like teacher-student relationships, like their boyfriends, but now you feel like boys are like girls are like tomorrow you're going to strike, but those things are no longer there because of this SAC, because you could feel like a teacher is dating a girl and also another boy is also dating a girl, and you feel like there are some hostilities there which could make students to strike. Because when I'm dating a girl and the teacher is also dating, you find it hard, and then the boy will go and tell the boys to make out a strike there, because we feel like the teacher is trying to kumanyira, dating a girl and is also dating my girl, and we find it strikes are coming out from there. Even you find like girls also they could strike, but now girls are calm, because I impart them in good morals, because I'm there religiously. I can preach to them, I can teach them how to handle themselves as girls, because a girl, you're supposed to develop that discipline in you so that the society can learn from you, because it's hard for boys to be disciplined, but discipline starts with girls, because when a girl is disciplined, he will change that boy, because when a boy is dating me and is not disciplined, and when he loves me, I can change him to be what I want.
Okay.
If he's not disciplined, if he's addicted to those drug abuses, I can change him.
Okay.
So those things are no longer there.
From what you said, the strike can result from just one girl being chased by two people, and the whole school is striking because of that girl.
Yeah, now like when a boy is dating me, and there is another teacher who is dating me, the boy will feel guilty, will feel jealous, will go now in the other dormitory for boys, and now we look
and
for
mobilize.
mobilize for the friends or for the classmates. I'll be like, please boys, help me on this.
What should we do as students to stop those things from happening, especially strikes and abusing drugs?
Students are stressed up. You feel like I'm from the exams, I have failed, so I may decide to go and take drugs. But encouraging my fellow students that taking drugs, it cannot take away stress. If you have failed, that means you're supposed to sit down and read your books, so that next time you do you do it better than taking alcohol. Because taking drugs, those drugs, it may not help you to take away that stress, but unless you will be addicted and you feel like yourself dropping out from school because you're addicted, and we can't allow students who are drug abusers in school.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think the administration of the school should do to at least limit those things from happening?
Now, like sometimes you find those administrators, they are giving headache to students. They are harassing them. They are doing what? They should bring those students closer, because when you're at school, it's like as if the teachers, they are our parents. The madams are like our mothers. So they are not supposed to neglect us. Like when you feel like I'm not in good, you say that, Anita, she likes smelling. But when you come one day and you feel like, when I'm annoyed, when I'm stressed, you can call me and you say that, Anita, what's wrong? If I'm stressed, maybe I was stressed and I was planning to go to the town to buy like some warage, some alcohol. And you'll be like, Anita, please don't do this. You'll be fine. Next time you will pass. You give me like the morale of passing next time. And I'll be like, so let me go and read this. She has told me this. She has encouraged me in this. She has advised me to do this. So I think let me leave this is bad, and I continue with my vision of reading and passing.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you very much. You shared the story of teacher-student relationship, and I thought it is happening in Kyabenda. Is it true? It is happening here?
No, it's not happening, of course.
Then you shared as if you have seen that story happen.
No, like you can see from other schools, and you relate. But now since SAC came in, those things are no longer in Kyabenda. We are free. We are like teachers. They are our fathers, mummies.
You can see from other schools.
Yeah.
You're at Kyabenda, you can see what is happening at other schools. What's your name?
My name is Anna Ainembabazi, Form 5 at Kyabenda Secondary School.
What is basically happening in your dormitories? Some other students may be willing to break the glasses.
I've not had anything like in our dormitories, like students trying to talk about something like a relationship among the teachers or planning to strike, because since I came to this school, because I never attended my O-level from here, but about from another school, the nearby school, and I was eager to come at Kyabenda and see the situation. And since I reached there, to assure you seriously, I've not had any case like strikes, and I've tried to realize that because I'm there. You've asked me the dormitory how I see it. It is true, as other members have said, that they've not had anything like strikes, like students planning on anything like beating teachers or rejecting something, because the school feeds us well. The school is very good. I've not had anything like relationship like among the teachers and students. I've not had anything much. They have had anyone like planning to go outside or to booze or to booze. I don't know how these people have come from the village, because I myself, I expected them to come like they would be like addicted to the alcohol, to other things, and they would be like, if the prep is over, or like missing prep just because they want to go outside, just because they are just saying about the things they've been doing in the holidays. I've not had anything like such a case. Maybe if in another dormitories, but I don't think, because I'm a good like after prep, I try to walk around every dormitory. I try to see if I'm like I try to go there and hear what they are saying, but I've never had anything like they are talking about strike and talking about anything bad on this school. But then lecture since they talk about, if they're like there is a test tomorrow, they are like, how are we going to do this? Or you may find that they have a discussion, and that is it all.
Sometimes strikes happens in schools, and some students are not aware. They just see something happening. How about that? It is not that every student must know that a strike is going to happen. Some things are done and You also see strikes happening in schools and you wonder, how about that?
That is it. You may find that the strike has happened when even in actresses you are not there. For example, you may be there like after prep, you're in your book or you're in your discussion, and you find that the school is like not in good conditions. Like the students are quarreling. The students bayomba, they are trying to get out from the Nanka, the get dormitory, and you're like there, you don't understand what it is. You may find that some of us, some of the students don't like such peer groups as kushanga. They are from the class and immediately they are to discuss on matters or they are to discuss on issues which are not important to their education. It is very rare here at Kyabenda to find a group of people gathering together, speaking nothing or speaking about anything bad in school. Seriously, it's rare, and I've never even heard of that since the SAC group came in.
Okay.
Yeah, that is it.
Do you believe SAC group has anything to deal with ending those issues that happen in schools?
Of course, the SAC group has anything to deal with. Yeah, as a member of a SAC group, not only the member of the SAC group, but also as a student, there is a role you have to play. For example, there is a need to know your family background. Or one student has to know the family background. Or you can either encourage or advise your friend to know his or her family background. When this person knows his or her family background, he can never even feel of going outside. He can never even feel of drug abusing. He can never even feel of gambling. He can never even feel because he or she knows that when he or she is caught in such an act or in such a in such a group, he or she will be dismissed or she will be expelled from the school. And some of us come from a humble family. You understand the humble family. If I give an example, like my dad, seriously, he told me, if you're like at school there, never even think of calling me, never even think of coming back here, never even think of stepping here at the gate, because you will have done it yourself, you will have made it yourself, so you look for anywhere else to go. And in that way, if one is able to know, like me, as I seriously know my background. For example, if I'm just here, you can't even try to go back home because my parents told me. And that is it, that we need to know our background. If anyone, like a student, knows his or her background, he can never even feel of joining such a groups or doing such a bad acts in a school. And that way it can help us to stop strikes in a school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Voice of Kamwenge Reading Mama Ronji. Do you also support soccer?
Yeah,
Which team do you support?
Team Liverpool.
It happened at Guru Central High School that the students rioted, and that strike ended the life of one of the students. Do you really support that the school should deny students from accessing what they are supposed to access because they had installed the STV in the school for students to watch those games?
I really support that teachers should give the athletics to the students, because athletics are some of the basic needs to some students, because you may find some students, they develop talents and they earn money after from when they practiced from that athletics.
Can you really develop your talent from watching just soccer?
Yeah, because when I go to there and I see, I can get that the techniques, the skills. Yeah, I can get the skills. Then I start practicing here. I may just end up getting or capture.
What do you think causes strikes in schools?
Sometimes you may find the poor feedings and not enough provided food at the kid. So you may find that students are usually strike for the meals, even poor meals. They lack education and academically. So some students stage that strikes in those ways.
Hit you is kitchen.
Yeah.
When did the English change?
Oh, Mr. Vibes, there and then you might find that education is bringing another structure. Like in this year, we have seen that they have the other new curriculum there. So where we find people are examined like integrated many what and what. So there and then education is changing.
So in the new curriculum, kitchen is kit.
Maybe I can say, because when we go in the new curriculum, we may find that there are new words or they are deducting some topics. So it may happen.
But it is not happening.
It may have happened.
Okay, thank you very much. It is Voice of Kamwenge, and we are at Kyabenda Secondary School. It is where we are doing all this from. You're listening to the Youth Talk Show. My name is Mr. Vibes Live. Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon to you.
How are you?
I'm all right.
What's your name? Which class do you attend to?
I'm in senior 2E and I'm Nesima Annette.
Nesima Annette.
Yeah.
Nesima Annette, what do you think causes strikes in schools?
I, as a SAC member, I think that what brings strikes in school is when the students are in demand of anything and they don't get it. So that may cause a strike in a school.
Some students striking have not paid tuition fully to get all those services they want. Why do they even engage themselves in strike?
Yeah, that it can happen because when we are in school, we don't show what we are. We just show that we are even somehow big, because we being in school, it's very important, because we don't think that we can be poor of that extent of lacking what we need. Then of why some students can do such strike is because they may have engaged in such groups like bad peer groups, and that will lead them to make strikes even if that they have not yet completed their school fees.
What do you think the school administration should do to end strikes and bad behaviors in schools?
They should put strict laws against students so that those students can follow what the school needs them to do.
Okay. Thank you very much. What's your name?
My name is Joanna Tukunda, Form 5.
Joanna Tukunda is in Senior 5 at Kyabenda Secondary School. Have you ever been in a school and a strike happens?
Yes.
How did it start?
It started...
You started it?
No.
Maybe you touching on yourself.
It was all about demanding for something. They were demanding for an increase in the proportion, of course.
Yes.
It was little. So they decided to strike in demanding for it.
It was demand for portion. Do you think that strike was supposed to happen?
I don't think it was supposed to happen. If maybe the school intervened earlier, because if the students reported earlier, I think the school would have intervened and maybe provided the quantity they wanted.
Do you think it is relevant for a student to look at the quantity of the food share given to them than education?
Of course not, but to a smaller extent. If a student maybe goes to the kit and he gets a very small amount, a slice actually, slice like that of a bread. Sure, I don't think you can read a book when the stomach is empty. Surely they can't enter into your mind. So you need to get the medium one. Not big to make you doze in class and not small to make you feel hungry. But should get the medium.
What do you think a student should do to, if they have a complaint, to be in the right way, other than having a strike?
I think a student should address the burning matter, the burning issue earlier to the school administration, prevent the strike.
How about the administration of the school?
The administration should respond earlier to the students' requirements, if possible, of course. Sometimes we students will demand for some items, and we find the school maybe it does not have enough funds to do that very particular thing for the students at that moment. But we try to be patient. But when we are patient for so long, that's where we find students are striking.
If it happens here and you're patient for long, Do you see some danger happening and you're part of that danger?
Me, of course not. I'm a SAC member and I'm taught, and the SAC has imparted in me discipline and how to handle such a situation. I cannot involve myself in such a strike.
What would you do if you're complaining to the school is not taking any step, and you really need what you're asking for? What do you do? No, Torokai Shomero, what do you exactly do?
No, I don't escape from school, but I become patient, but I request the staff of the administration and the students to come together and we see the way forward. Yeah, if we are to involve parents, they should also be involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Voice of Kamwenge Radio Mama Ronji. This Schools Against Crime project involves security. The police is working hand in hand with this YIDO organization to make it a must for strikes and other bad related behaviors come to an end in schools. You're still listening to Voice of Kamwenge, and we are still on the Youth Talk Show. When we get back, we'll have more of this discussion. You can be part of the show by joining us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is 87.9 FM VOK Radio. You can as well be part of the show by joining us on Twitter at 879 VOK FM. You can also visit me personally on my page, Mr. Vibes Live on Facebook, and at the Radio King on Twitter. Keep it right here.